everyone, welcome to another segment of Say What. And today we're going to cover the Brat and Lisa Raye. If you haven't heard, they seem to be on rocky terms, and I thought that this would be a good subject to touch upon because we all have that family member that we love, but they just won't let you grow up. And so the only way that you can pretty much take a stand is just to stand back. So I thought that this was a good subject that we can touch upon, so let's get to it. So the funniest thing about the videos today is I watched them back to back accidentally. Like, I wasn't even aware of this interview between the Brat and Kandi Burruss. If you don't know Kandi Burruss, she is one of the singers of Escape, and she is also a housewife. I want to say Atlanta, I don't really watch those. And the Brat is also a female rapper. I think she's the first female rapper to sell over 1 million copies of an album, and she's platinum. She was really hot in the 90s. And she's now an executive producer, I think, of one of the Housewives shows as well. Not the same one that Kandi is on, I don't think, but don't quote me on that. Anywho, growing up, I loved the Brat because there was no one like her. Like, she was a mixture of raw and soft, and she is also from my hometown of Chicago, so how awesome is that? So the current news surrounding the Brat is her coming out to the world about her sexuality and her relationship with the CEO of Kaleidoscope Hair Products, BB Judy. So according to the Brat, she was aware that she was bisexual around the age of 18, but she decided to keep it to herself because she mentioned that that was the only aspect about her that she had. You know, everything else was public because she was in the public eye. She also mentioned not embarrassing her grandmother at church. So in my opinion, I feel like she might have kept it from herself to avoid judgment. So the Brat's persona has always been tomboyish, rough-like. However, this is my first time seeing her soft and vulnerable side in the interview with Kandi Burruss, and I think it is because she is finally allowed to let her guards down. I believe when you're happy, it allows you to be more comfortable with who you are, and she doesn't seem to be concerned anymore about public opinion, at least public opinion. So check out this video with the recording artist and actress Kandi Burruss pertaining to the Brat coming out.
All right, so I'm fast forwarding to recently because in June, you basically came out to the world. And what was the publication?
Variety.
In Variety magazine. Okay. For you, that was a major moment.
Major moment.
What made you decide to do that?
Well, my significant other, or the woman that I was in love with, she's a public social media like figure. So she lives her life like out loud. What do you do when you fall in love with somebody that's like already out loud and then you are private? You got to meet somewhere in the middle and make some kind of sacrifice and compromise. So I felt like I absolutely wanted to because she was worth it. And so now we have a happy medium where the stuff we don't want people to know, we don't talk about. Like, she's learned that privacy part from me, and I learned that kind of being out a little bit and expressing and showing some of the love that you got for each other in public from her.
So did you have to have a conversation for that to happen?
No, I just absolutely felt comfortable. And we was cracking jokes one day. We was at her mom's house in New Orleans because her daughter was having a baby. And she was like, I'm going to post it. I was like, I don't care, post it. What picture you going to post? I'm going to post it first. And she was like, I'm going to post it. I'm like, yeah, right. So a few days went by, she didn't post it. So I'm here sitting here trying to figure out what I'm going to post. And I look up and she didn't post it. I'm like, oh, bitch, I guess we just came out. And I was like, oh my God, I was nervous, but I was like, you know what? Like, I'm happy. I don't care. I'm in love with this woman. She completes me. She makes me happy. She makes me feel like I've never felt before. Hell yeah, I want people to know. That don't mean I'm finna tell them every inch and nook and cranny of my business, but this part, as far as my happiness, I've never shown it. I've never talked about who I was with. I mean, you got a little leak of it when I was with Allen Iverson, but that's about, you know, you ain't get too, you might have thought you knew, but I never confirmed anything because I always felt like that was the only thing that I was able to have to myself, private, was my personal life. But now I'm like, I don't give a you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy. I want people to see I'm happy. This is who makes me happy, and it is what it is.
So what did you feel? What was the response?
Now, don't you hear the happiness in her voice? Of course she's feeling happiness because she can fully be herself. So if you did not know, actress Lisa Raye is the Brat's big sister. So Kandi asked the Brat about her sister and how the things that she says on Fox Soul show Cocktails and Queens, and this is how the Brat answered.
Hey, let's switch up the tone. One of my people in my text group.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, Kandi, this is Gina Charlotte.
Okay.
Ask Brat what's her opinion on her sister, Lisa Raye. I mean, that's crazy to say your opinion.
I'm going to need a question.
Okay, here's a question.
Okay.
Let's start off with, are you and Lisa Raye actually sisters? Like, what's y'all relationship?
Yes, we are sisters.
Okay. All right. And, like, okay, she's on a TV show right now. She's been lighting the internet up with some of her comments.
First one, never have I ever had a threesome.
Where's my son? It's dropped. No.
Oh, Lisa Raye.
Lisa Raye, your sister, has a show on Fox Soul.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what did you think about some of the comments that she made? She's been lighting the internet on fire.
I heard she has. I don't have any comments on it. She is who she is, and she gonna say what she want to say. She grown as hell, and whatever, what you call it, backlash that she get from it. Mm-hmm. I mean, she been in the industry for a minute too, so she know how to deal with it, and she know what she's saying. So somebody come at her, she gonna check their ass, or either she gonna fix it. Like, I ain't worried about her at all. She know how to handle motherfuckers. I learned a lot from her.
True.
We used to whoop people.
So as you
ass.
can hear, Lisa Raye has known to just be able to hold her own. Like, she's gonna speak her mind, and she's gonna mean what she's saying, say what she means. So that's the type of personality that the Brat painted for Lisa Raye. And as you know, Lisa Raye is that person. So ironically, Kandi's interview with the Brat was released September 20th. In just a little over a week, Lisa Raye's co-host on Cocktails and Queens decided to surprise Lisa for her birthday by bringing the Brat on the show as a surprise. So I'm going to break this segment down. In between segments, I'm going to leave my opinion because it's so long, and I feel like I can just totally break down my opinion and how I can resonate with this. So let's get into the first segment.
We got surprises for you today. Joining us to help celebrate your special day, is platinum-selling, chart-topping hip-hop artist who's also the first female rapper to sell 1 million copies of her debut album. Please welcome one of the smoothest female MCs of the 90s, Lisa Raye's sister, the Brat.
Yes, I tell.
What's up?
Turn yourself.
Surprise, Lisa Raye. Look at her.
Gotcha.
Hi.
You all right? Happy birthday. That's your sister.
Happy birthday.
Wait, Brat, can you turn
Oh,
your phone so we can see you better?
They told me to turn it the other way.
That's the right way now.
They told me turn it sideways. I don't know what to do.
Damn it.
Thank you for joining us.
About to cry.
She's speechless for one.
The way you want me to turn it, happy birthday, punk.
Oh,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. It's your birthday. Lisa Raye, girl. It's your birthday. Hey. Get it. Come on, Diamond. Hey, it's your birthday. Come on, girl.
Lisa Raye, you surprised a little bit? A little something.
I'm shocked.
Oh.
We got to hear from you, Lisa Raye. How you feeling?
Don't do it.
That's love, y'all. That's love right there. Because see, let me tell you something about family. When good family come through, it's like that ugly cry. You know what I mean? You don't care. It just touches you deeply. You know what I'm saying? You be like, oh, Lord, I just love you so much. You're my family. So that's love right there. Them sisters. She wanted to surprise you. We honestly thought you had saw her because we were trying to slide her in real quick. But you didn't, obviously.
For those of you watching the YouTube video, you can see like the look on the Brat's face and Lisa Raye's face. And for my podcast listeners that wants to catch the visual, I have added the BYOK YouTube link in the description box. So it's not a face of joy. Lisa's face is not a face of joy. And you even heard the Brat say, you know, oh, don't do it. And I think they thought she was referring to the cry. But you know your sister. You know when your sister's about to explode. So the look on the Brat's face was like filled with uncertainty. So the co-hosts are definitely not reading the room. You know, they're like singing happy birthday. They think she crying. They think it was such a surprise. I mean, their heart was in the right place, you know, but by looking at the Brat and Lisa Raye face, you already know that this is about to get awkward, very awkward. Okay, so let's keep going.
What do you have to say for Lisa Raye? Are you surprised that she's having this reaction, or?
No, I'm not surprised. We kind of been a little bit distant or whatever, so I know she's really surprised because, you know, we've had a little space in our relationship or whatever, but from nothing bad, but I just was going through a bunch of stuff and, you know, I didn't want to worry nobody, and then I have a whole new significant other situation, and I was kind of scared to talk to her about it. And I don't know, you know, so yeah, I haven't seen her or talked to her in a long time, but we text from time to time and stuff, but I haven't seen her since COVID for real, and before that. So this was great for me, and Punk, you know how much I love you. You know how much you mean to me. You know, since I was a child, you always been there. You always gave me good advice. Even when you used to whoop me when I was younger, I'll never forget those days. And embarrass me when I had dance rehearsal and snatched me up out of there. Yeah.
DeBrat, you called her Punk? Where you get that nickname from?
I'm Lil Punk, she Big Punk. We've always called each other that since kids.
Oh.
Brat, since Lisa Raye is clearly, she's emotional, she can't really talk.
Yes.
Can you just tell us like one of your most fondest memories of Lisa Raye, like something you could share with us? Like, I mean, anything?
Well, we got a lot of fond memories of whooping people's asses together. I guess I
you know what I'm saying? I mean,
I probably shouldn't talk about that. When I was younger, still in high school, like she used to let me borrow her Celica. She had a white drop top Celica, and the car was just like, it was so dope, and I just felt so fly in it, and I felt like, yeah, I'm somebody. She used to let me borrow it. It had a cell phone, and the cars didn't have cell phones back then, so I thought I was really doing something. She bought me a scooter. Well, she had a scooter, and I think she wasn't going to throw it away, but she didn't really ride it, and I was so excited. She gave it to me, and it was like my most prized possession, and I got on the I probably can't cuss. And I got it.
You good.
And I got on it. I got on it and crashed into her car.
Oh my God, today.
I was so nervous, but we got so many memories. Like, I could go on forever. Like,
you know, Brat, you see that we didn't know that there was a space, and that's why this makes it even more special that you were willing to come on here and do this. So, like, I don't want to feel uncomfortable, but I think this is a great time to bridge that gap with all that's on in the world. You have congratulations to you on your new love in your life that we saw. That was cool. And then Lisa Raye really moved. I think now could be a great time to like put whatever that was to bed. Lisa Raye, she's clearly touched by you making this appearance. So, I mean,
oh yeah, like I said.
So we can see that the Brat and Lisa Raye had a very close relationship growing up. It seems like Lisa Raye was sort of a parental figure for the Brat. She said the Brat said that Lisa Raye gave her great advice, and it looks like she looked up to her and everything. And I like the fact that the Brat was transparent about their relationship. She knew that it was going to be a shock to her sister, and she know that she hadn't talked to her sister in a while. Even in this clip, you can see that the Brat's tone is totally different than it was in the interview with Candy. The Brat is very subtle. She's very cautious with what she is saying. Meanwhile, we're watching Lisa Raye go through like raw emotions. I have never seen someone go through so much raw emotion on video. Like, she's not acting. Like, these are raw emotions. Meanwhile, while the Brat is reminiscing, and I feel like that was her way of just telling her, look, you mean the world to me. Like, it was her, pretty much extending the olive branch. And Lisa brain was just looked like it was going 50 miles per hour. And Claudia Jordan, was trying to exert positive energy, because I think she finally read the room. I think she once the Brat mentioned that their relationship had been estranged, I think she kind of understood Lisa Raye's reaction. So the reason I include this part, because I just want to allow you to see how much the Brat looked up to her big sister, and to get an idea of their bond and to why Lisa Raye was hurt in the first place. And let's just keep going.
Nothing bad. We've never had like bad blood ever. We've never had bad blood. We might get mad at each other or something, but we never like not talk. So this was a first for a long time for us to not like talk. But my sister can get real critical sometimes, and she don't care what she say or how she make you feel sometimes. And that's just who she is. And that's her being a protective big sister. But sometimes as a little sister, you'd be like, I'm grown too, and I don't think she's ever accepted the fact that accepted the fact that I've grown up, like, But it's not cool, and it's my fault that the space.
I just want to know that you're happy.
I am,
and I just did not want to just hear it from the blogs and from the interviews of people asking me questions, and I didn't know what to say because I didn't hear it from you, and I got to see it someplace else, and so I'm hurt. That's what I am.
It's all love, though, Mama. Y'all can talk about it, now. It's all good. But I think that y'all should, pick up the phone and holler at each other. Don't let no more time pass.
I do that for months.
Okay, well, baby, try again.
You know what? I think y'all need.
I'm in the waiting zone, so I'll wait. I'm cool.
In this segment, the Brat explains how hard of a personality Lisa has, and how the Brat feels like Lisa does not allow her to grow up. The Brat is also explaining why she distanced herself from Lisa Raye. And Lisa Raye I don't know, she finally spoke up and she expressed how she was hurt, that she found out about her sister's relationship on the blog. Lisa implied that she's been trying to reach out to the Brat. The Brat has not answered. And we all know why the Brat hasn't answered, because she said that sometimes her sister doesn't allow her to be an adult. Lisa didn't care. She missed that part, and her first set of words were pretty much like, I'm hurt, This validated why the Brat has not even spoken to her. Do any of you have family members like this, where they just hear what they want and they proceed to speak their point through an emotional standpoint? I'm not saying Lisa Raye should not be hurt. I also feel like she did not hear her sister and actually understand what she was saying. She instantly berated her and then shot a crazy remark like, I'll wait on it. And some people cannot deal with hard personalities when they're going through things, and I'm one of those people. And what I mean by hard personalities are those people that stand in their convictions and speak their mind with raw judgment. Lisa seems to be a person that don't hold back, and the last thing a person wants to hear when they're going through something is how you are doing everything wrong or what you should have done. Like, the Brat is going, just entered a new relationship. She just came out and she's still dealing with legal issues, as she explained in the interview with Candy. Check out the whole interview. It's pretty cool. And sometimes I feel like others, these people are allowed to live their life with the hard personalities, and the other people just have to live according to their blueprint. And I don't think that people like the Brat realize, that they have a choice in their own life until they step back from people that are actually dictating their life. When I stepped back from people like this, I was able to, figure out that, hey, I have a choice in the matter in my own life, and she didn't need Lisa to further validate, her choices in life. So I understand why the Brat step back. On the flip side, when you're stepping back from people and they're going through things, they're hurt that you're not present for them at that time. And I feel like that Lisa kind of felt abandoned. Like she kind of felt like, you know, well, I mean, hello, you know, you couldn't even call and tell me about what's going on. And so, you know, sometimes, you know, stepping back is self-preservation, you know, and this action will still come with some pushback. It still will come with reactions such as this, you know. So, okay, well, let's get back to the last segment of the video.
Talking about right there.
It's all good, girl. You know her.
What's that?
I think y'all need.
I'm in the waiting zone, so I'll wait. I'm cool.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there.
It's all good, girl. You know her.
What's that?
Y'all talk.
What's that?
You're not in like the waiting zone.
Why I'm not?
Oh, don't ruin your birthday, El Ray. Come on.
No, because everything else is playing out. You know what I mean? Via Instagram, via blogs, via all of that. Because what I'm finding out is all through that way. I'm not finding out nothing and shit personally. So I guess my place is not what I thought it was.
That's not true. That's not true.
Well, Lisa Raye, I think that, you know, just putting my 2 cents in, because y'all family, so y'all know what time it is in real life. But, you know, for Brat to come on here is a step to say, you know, I love you. This is my way of coming, you know, to you without, you know, being in a predicament where you have to go back and forth and argue with her. She may want to be able to communicate with you, and this may have been a good way to kind of break the ice before she can do that, you know, alone first. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got it going on the mean side sometimes. So this is what she's saying.
So in other words, she's saying your sister handing you an olive branch.
Right.
You know what I mean? Your sister handing you an olive branch.
No, she ain't trying.
There we go.
She not trying to hear that. She
will. But guess what, Brad? That's what we're here for as women, to help her hear it. Because I know you, and it's good to see you happy. You know, and sometimes when people are in love, Lisa Raye, you don't want to tell your family because your family gonna be too opinionated about shit.
I have a say in that myself. I wish that I knew what was going on, but I don't. Okay, and so then I sit and I wait.
You know what? When you're
I will say this: I am happy for you.
Good.
I am glad that you are living in your truth. That right there, we've been talking about for years, and for you to just be so happy and so vibrant, that right there is a blessing to be able to stand in that. That right there is what I believe in. That's what I talk about. That's what I envision. And so for that right there, I would say, have at it, and I love you. Like, I appreciate you coming out and verbally saying happy birthday to me this kind of way, because I damn sure ain't heard from you in months.
Okay, so
you guys are both celebrities, and a lot of times the problem, that's why I'm not trying to say that much, is other people making shit worse and saying stuff. I think y'all needed this moment and to say what y'all have to say. At the end of the day,
I would say thank you, Queens, for allowing and making it happen, because I'm not sure how long it would have been. What it's been like, almost like since December or something, like half.
Baby, no more.
But here now, and
what y'all saying? I don't give a what y'all saying at all. Y'all don't know shit at all. She do, you do, you do.
Well, on this
awkward. Okay, where this fucking surprise at? Who knew that this surprise was gonna go all the way fucking left?
I'm appreciative. I thank you, and all of that.
There's clearly you're hurt, Brat. We appreciate you coming on.
Oh yeah, I'm hurt.
Right.
I'm trying to fake it. None of that. I'm not trying to do any of that. Oh yeah, I'm hurt.
No one's trying to make anything.
But you know what? I'm strong. I'm strong. It's all good. Whenever it comes back around, it comes back around. Because I got shit going on. She got shit going on. Y'all got shit going on. Shit is going on.
You know what? I will say this. I'm actually, you know what? Sometimes you do need to have hard conversations.
Yes.
Sometimes, listen, we're all black women. We're all sisters. We
Wow.
both love the Brat. We both love Lisa Raye. I mean, all of us
Absolutely.
love everybody on
Absolutely.
this panel. So sometimes people need to see Black women disagreeing, not being on the same page. Sometimes you just have to have hard conversations.
And that's exactly what I said, Selena. Exactly
Yeah,
where I'm
it is
at.
what it is.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
whatever
Work
it
it
is.
out. They will work
Hey,
it out.
I got shit going on in my life, and y'all got shit, she got shit, and we got to deal with our shit. And so, hey, when you come back around, that's when you accept the shit and you keep it moving. So, thank you.
Okay, well, we're gonna take a quick
We can see
break,
at this point the Brat is regretting being on the show, even calling on the show. You know, Lisa's feeling like she's just not important to her sister, and I feel like the Brat just wanted to be happy without any pushback. You know, her Lisa's co-host, singer Selena Johnson, admitted that Lisa can be rough around the edges, and you know, they kind of understood, like her co-host understood why the Brat stepped back. You know, Lisa mentioned that the Brat was trying to Vivica mentioned that the Brat was trying to extend an olive branch and was not having it because she was caught in her emotions and not listening. Then Lisa gives her blessings to the Brat, kind of maliciously, you know, about coming out, and then ended it with a cheap shot, like she wished she would have been a part of her happiness. And she just kept hitting her with shots, you know, and the Brat is just speechless the entire time, like regretting this decision, like the entire time. So then Lisa proceeds to snap on her co-host and started treating everyone like a child. Like she just, I don't know, she just exploded, like emotions just exploded, you know. And then towards the end, she just kept mentioning that people have a lot to deal with, and I think that just the hurt stemmed from, like, the fact that she kept saying that I'm going through some stuff. I really feel like she needs her sister, and when she called her sister didn't reach back out to her. Then on top of that, you know, she has this really great news, like the Brat has this really great news, and she's happy, living her best life, and Lisa might have wanted to share a piece of that happiness with her because maybe she's going through some things that happiness would have helped her get through, you know. So instead of just verbalizing, hey, I needed you, you know, or she did verbalize she wanted to be, you know, part of the happiness, you know, she just verbally tore her down as if the Brat was like 5 years old, and you can see the hurt in the Brat's eyes, you know. And like I said earlier, it's not a shock to people around you that have these hard personalities, because they do care about you, but sometimes it's just too much to deal with when you're working on your own life, you know. And I hope that the Brat does not regret reaching out to her sister. You know, people who hold up these hard exteriors makes it hard on their loved ones to come to them, you know, with anything. And some people fail to see, you know, your side. When people fail to see your side of it, they're only caught up in how they feel or how you should act. And I just feel like everyone is entitled to their feelings, but they should never be entitled to tear you down because of how they're feeling. And no matter the relationship, you have the right to step back from anything or anyone that just might be too much for you at the moment. And I really pray that these sisters patch it up and that Lisa can understand the Brat's side. The Brat is a grown woman, and there's no reason that her big sister or anyone should be speaking to her like that. You know, the Brat's olive branch was completely broken, and hopefully it does not take much for her to extend another one. You know, I've been in situations when the olive branch has been broken simply because the person only saw from their side and their side only. You know, their point of view was the only thing that mattered, and anything else besides that was wrong. You know, and that doesn't mean write them off completely, but maybe just take some time to regroup before reaching back out, because that's how I handled it. You know, life is too short for division, but it's also too short to live in miserably. So those are my thoughts on that. You know, what are your thoughts in this situation? Do you have a family member that has a personality similar to Lisa Raye? And if so, how do you handle that person? You know, be sure to leave me your feedback in the comments on YouTube, or you can just leave me a voicemail or on Anchor, or just shoot me in my DMs on my social media sites on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Until next time, be kind to one another, and don't forget to be your own kind. Bye-bye.